morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. Reminder that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to break down markets and provide commentary for you guys. And a reminder that there is no second best audience for a daily YouTube live stream. We appreciate you guys, as always, for being here. If you could throw us a like and if you haven't already subscribed, I'm sure everybody here, and as we get started, is probably already subscribed. But if you haven't, welcome to the show. We hope you enjoy it. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max Tucker, Dr. Will's Outlook, and Jackus. Welcome, guys. Look, we had a soft CPI, self-explanatory, and stocks are absolutely ripping. I'm looking at the ES, the SPX, Qs, everything up over 2%. I'm not sure exactly where Tesla's at right now, but we've been kind of using that as our normie sentiment for risk in the market, and has been absolutely ripping off its low that it set, I think, last Friday. So a very good sign for risk, at least in the legacy markets. We're going to be breaking down some of those charts. Microsoft, Apple starting to perk up, look a lot better on a higher time frame than they did a few weeks ago. The dollar is absolutely tanking. At least it was this morning. I haven't checked back in. I'm sure that it probably still is, given this move that we've had in stocks. Meanwhile, over in crypto, you're seeing a little bit of a different picture, right? We're seeing maybe a little bit of weakness. We did just sweep some of the lows from the last day or so, but this is an important level to look for a reaction. Otherwise, we could potentially trade down towards 35K. Is Bitcoin just lagging here, or could we potentially see a deeper pullback? When will ETH get its rotation? Important questions that we hope to answer, of course, on this show. Is the altcoin musical chairs game coming to an end? And I will say, I think 36K is a very big level from a structural standpoint that you would like to see Bitcoin hold, especially if you are long. So all that and more, guys. Like I said at the beginning, welcome. If this is your first time, we hope that you enjoy it, maybe learn something in the process. But yeah, guys, what are we seeing in the markets today?
Dude, I'm seeing a lot in the markets today, man. I'm seeing a lot of stuff getting ready to rip. I'm telling you, as soon as they get done pumping that new Celestia whatever coin, what, I don't even know what it is. I'm totally not upset that I didn't buy that. Yeah, I'm totally not upset about that. It is Cope, man. It is Cope. As soon as they're done with that, ETH is going to get its rotation. ETH is going to get that juicy rotation. But guys, something we have to discuss before we get into it is that there's already 31 people in here, and we are sitting at 10 likes. Guys, we got to run that number up, and then we're going to talk about the markets. So you guys could please just take one quick moment, hit that thumbs up button for us. It does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for the show. And the reason that we are able to grow so fast is because of your guys' dedicated support on a daily basis. So please take one quick moment, make sure that you're signed into your YouTube account, and hit that thumbs up button for us. Furthermore, if you are new here, or maybe, you're not new here and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, it's a great subscription and it's free. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button. This is Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We are live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time. This is the cast right here. So if you guys enjoy the content, maybe you've seen it before, maybe you're new here, please not only like the video and help push the content, but also subscribe to our channel so you can be made aware of whenever we go live. Thank you guys so much for the support. Looks like we lost our wild Jackus, man.
All right, he's got to pay to get back in now. He's got to pay to get back in.
No, Will, that's just you, man. You left like 6 times.
No, bro.
You literally left 6 times, Will. Every time I check, your little alien would pop out and then he'd pop back in, man. It was not okay. It's not okay. Because then
I'm doing a rebrand
every single time. Ozeal's one of our community members, man. Great dude. BB got me into TIA under 2. Did it even go under 2? Did we get him in that low? That's incredible.
It did. Man, it dropped under 2 multiple times.
I didn't watch it that closely.
Put up the look. This was Ozeal right here. This was Ozeal, right?
It did. It dropped. It dipped under 2.
Slurping the low.
Slurping it up.
Well, Yeah, even at the higher positions, it was coming down
Yeah.
tapping that $2 range.
It's
Ozil,
Um,
man.
Yeah, I mean the day this thing dropped, I was like, I'm in. Like this, it's a Ponzi coin. Let's get on the Ponzi. Let's get Ponzinated, and then we'll get out before the Ponzi ends.
Well, that's actually
would.
very, very offensive. Ponzinated, it's Ponzified. Okay.
Oh,
on,
my
Will.
bad.
2023.
Look, I'm
It's
trying to
very
come up
Come
with
on.
new languages. All right, in the middle of a bull run.
Excellent Ponzinomics, man. That's my
Yes.
favorite.
Yeah. What you do is you tell everybody, hey, we're locking it up for a year. The year lines up perfectly with 6 months before they're having, 6 months after. And then 6 months after they're having, you dump on everybody while they tell you it's the future of finance and it's going to change the world as far as all ones go. And then they end up exit liquidity 99x down while you basically sold the top because you got out before the unlock happened.
Will, where do you think we top out before that?
About 2 months prior to the unlock.
No. But what price, brother? What price?
I mean, hey, as far as the VCs want to run it, man, that's the way I look at it. I don't worry about price. I worry about when and where. And when will be when the VCs get done, pumping this thing up and they get everybody in as exit liquidity, and where will be 2 months prior to, this whole unlock thing. And I'll be out well before then while everybody else tells me how I'm stupid and dumb and I should have never sold. And I'll watch them lose 99x their money.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Bitcoin and ETH, man, because
I
although
think ETH
Celestial
looks good.
you think ETH looks good? I mean, there
I think-
seems to be a bit of a concrete wall.
ETH looks better than Bitcoin. Look at ETH and look at Bitcoin.
I don't think Bitcoin looks terrible, actually.
No, it doesn't. It sucked. I need this wick to stop filling though. but I mean, we have seen the ETH.
Okay, you sound like that mean I needed us to do something.
Yes, I know. I need this Bitcoin wick to suck back up here, but
Every day
Nah,
I
but
check
Goose-
price, bet price. Can the desk do something?
Oh, look, Max has to pay to get back in, guys. All right.
oh no.
He has to pay to get back in. I just want you guys to know that. No, Goose, you know, man, like a lot of these guys in the comments, like some of them are old community members of mine, like, and they remember. I told them, look, you're gonna lose all your money if you, Max. I didn't see a super chat. I told him you're gonna lose all your money if you don't sell your altcoins. And man, some people wrote it, some people got out. Is this how these things happen?
This is your best case on Bitcoin if you're looking to get long, in my opinion. I think you could maybe see down here like 35.5.
Uh-oh. Evan's updating his treasure. What does that mean?
I don't know. What is that?
Evan, you gotta let us know what that means, man.
I mean, a Trezor is a hardware wallet. I know sometimes they come out with updates, but what's the context
No, I mean,
of that
like,
comment?
that's what I'm trying to figure out. What's the context?
Shortstop above this hour. Okay.
Oh,
All
it
right.
means when Evan's not bidding, you could pull back further.
Guys, Evan has given some bangers in the comments section. I've watched him, I've tracked him before. He's legit.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe do this, guys. Maybe we're gonna spring out of this. It's gonna be glorious.
I mean, the people that follow me through 2021, they know I have no problem with Ponzi's, man. Absolutely zero.
I mean, what are we looking at here, man?
Snorlax knows. Look, Snorlax wasn't a follower, but Snorlax he's hip to the game, man. He knows how Ponzi. He got it on ice and many other ones. He knows how these things work.
I love a good Ponzi, Will, as much as anyone.
That's how when people say it's a Ponzi, I'm like, why are you not playing the Ponzi then? Like, you know it's a Ponzi.
Don't
You
be
know
last.
where it starts. You know where it ends. Just don't be last. That's it. If you're the last one to the party, guess who's cleaning up? It's gonna be you.
We're looking
Yeah.
at, I think ETH is man, it looks to me like it's really setting up for that PO3. Swipe the longs and then actually run it to like 2300.
Which time frame you talking about, Tommy?
I'm looking at the 4 hour right now, actually. So I'm not like too lower time frame, but you can zoom in more. We've got a pretty clear consolidation above 2K right now.
Are you talking
I
about
would
this?
just fade the first way that it breaks, right?
Are you talking about this, Tommy? Something like this,
Yeah,
give or take?
I think that makes sense to me, unless Bitcoin just completely rolls off a cliff, which I will say I think is unlikely. And I've said this on our Giga Chad calls, guys. A lot of the market positioning right now is very long altcoins and short things like Bitcoin and ETH. So as long as that's the case, it's going to be very difficult for downside to be extremely aggressive because people are hedged, right? Any downside that they see on altcoins, they're going to make up for at least some of it with their short on Bitcoin and ETH. So if you are looking for super aggressive downside in the market, you want to see Bitcoin and ETH take those hedges, take those shorts out of the market, because then it opens up downside for not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, but also for those altcoins that everybody is long right now. And that's reflected on funding rates.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tommy. I actually think that ETH BTC looks okay here as well. If we go to the daily time frame, you can see that we had this order block that we flipped. Now she's a breaker. Throw a middle line on there. Why not? And I think we're just going to continue to chop solidate up here just a little bit. And eventually, bull pennant, whatever you want to call it. And I think eventually it's just going to coil and pop up here. And where could we go? I mean, probably that level right there around 0.06. I think that's doable. So whenever this breaks out, I think you're talking about a pretty sizable move from here. I mean, 5-6% ETH BTC. So I think it looks good here. Really good. You're sitting on top of high time frame support, coiling. I think she looks good.
Question is, where does Bitcoin set its low, right? It's looked pretty weak all morning. Does it fill that entire wick down to, let's see, where's that wick? Let me take a look at it whenever it loads.
You're talking about this one, 35.6.
Yeah, mid 35s. It might drop down to 35K before we see a bounce. And I think if Bitcoin goes all the way down to 35K, that wouldn't really paint the best picture for a Bitcoin bounce before lower prices. But I don't know. We'll see. I do think the ETH rotation would come at that point either way.
I mean, this is nice too because, if you're looking at this as like buy side and sell side liquidity, right? We could easily just put in some move like this, so we go down here and then we're back up at 38, take out the liquidity this side, then take out the liquidity on this side. We see that all the time.
Yeah, on ETH, we're we're sitting on top of a 90-minute order block that's been pretty good support at like 2020, 2015 down to 2000.
I'm gonna draw it right now.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Right there.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. Yeah,
concrete.
Mm-hmm. Now those are equal lows we just put in, so that would be a basis for a sweep. But
we swept them, brother.
I mean, the one we literally just put in.
Look at that. We swept that.
He was just told me. He said,
yeah,
one small bit from BTC, and then we are going to take it.
Jackus, we got robot Jackus today.
Yeah, we do.
Uh-oh. Jackus.
Hey.
No, it's super robotic-y.
I don't think we're going too much lower than where we're at on ETH, but I do think some sort of sweep to take everybody out of their comfy long positioning is definitely somewhat likely, right?
In the making.
Yeah.
We could take out this low right here. I mean, I could see that. If we're gonna do it, that's gonna be the spot right here.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
retest 2000 and then up.
Because
Well,
I
a lot
do
of
think you
people-
had some shorts come in that consolidation before price pushed up to the recent highs. Let's see what date it was on. Yeah, November 9th, that little small consolidation we had before the push to 2130. You did have some short interest come in there. Above that, pretty much mostly long. So you don't want to lose that consolidation if you're bullish.
So let's see. This is the consolidation area you're talking about. I mean, it's this general region. Yeah, I mean, if we are gonna spook people, it's a retest of 2000 or maybe just print 1999. Psychologically, we lost 2K. And then this.
ETH is clearly stronger than Bitcoin right now, though. I mean,
Mhm.
that much is pretty clear.
Yeah, it looks like the low has been set, man. I mean, it would be pretty shocking to see us back down here in this bottoming region. So,
We lose Jackus.
I think we lost Jackus, man. I think he's going to try to come back. It seemed like he was having issues with his router.
He's in the future, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Why
back to
he's all
Tucker here.
robotic.
Tucker, let's talk about stocks, brother. Let's talk about some stocks, man.
No,
Stocks
look,
put in
equity.
a nice move this morning.
Oh man, look at
Look at
that.
that thing. Who could have foreseen?
Just gapping straight up, man.
Oh, what is
Cleared
that?
this.
4,500.
4,500, man.
Hmm.
4,500. Above everything. Above all the resistances.
What I'm real excited about is that the Tesla calls that we bought in the Discord are just printing, man.
Oh yeah, what was I looking at on Tesla the other day?
The Tesla calls are ripping, man.
You asked me about it. I remember you asked me about it. I said if we fill this gap, we're probably going to fill this gap, and I think we still will. 242.
You guys want to know the juicier play?
Huh.
Look at Microsoft.
Ooh, I haven't even looked at Microsoft.
Bro.
Price discovery.
Bro, price
look-
discovery.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Price
Look
discovery.
at that. Vertical. Yeah, I mean, with the print we had today, this was expected, you know.
What does that look like if you overlay Microsoft on the NASDAQ? Looks like it's leading. By maybe I don't even know. I haven't even looked at its relation to Qs, but I know that it looks pretty likely for Qs to break out if Microsoft is printing a pattern like that.
It doesn't get any more crazier than price discovery, boys. That's it.
Oh my God! Look at
Oh
this.
wow.
That's the way Microsoft.
Look at this.
Q's
man.
is literally going to rip.
Oh boy. So that's Microsoft overlaid the QQQ.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Good luck.
All right.
To everyone.
Let's try this, Jackus. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
There we go.
Good. Yeah, so you're looking at like another 10% almost on the Qs. Price discovery. That's what it says. 420, 424. Wow. Yeah,
Over.
that's a pretty crazy overlay.
Absolutely over. Microsoft is literally leading the way, man. And people haven't even talked about it. Nobody's talking about it.
Oh man, I was talking about it in the Discord like 2 weeks ago, Will.
I
I'm talking
remember
about
you
like the
talking
news. Nobody is
Tommy was
about it.
talking about it. Tommy was looking to play some calls, I remember, a while back.
Never gave me a good entry on it though. I played
On
Tesla.
QQQ. Yeah. Tough
Man.
to get in now, but
The
Wow, that's insane.
dollar holders just lost 1.2% of their wealth today.
Who did?
The dollar holders. The
Yeah.
fiat.
mm,
Man.
mhm.
Are those the same people that told me to short the market all year?
Yes.
Okay,
Those,
I just want to make
those
sure.
are the guys. Check Euro USD, man.
Oh my God! Look at the dollar, man.
It's over.
It's
It
over
literally
for the
broke
dollar,
support.
man.
It's over.
It's
Well,
over.
hold on, real quick. Before we do that, go on the monthly real quick. I just want to show you guys the high time frame. It does have support where it sits, but if it breaks this support, it's done. It's literally done. So if you drop it and you look at it right there where you're at, like bring that support down right where you're at right now. That's your last line in the sand. You break that, you're done. You're literally cooked.
Yeah.
And this is, I want to just show you this real quick. I'm going to throw back to Tucker. We've talked about this live on this show numerous times, guys. I mean, so many times. We're in this range right here, and we said, all right, bear trap, bull trap, probably going back to the range low now, probably going back to the range low. Mid-range, you could maybe visit. It's a decent level, 103. But then you get into Will's topic. You lose this monthly level right here at 104. Even if you go to the mid range, then you're going to get something like this, in my opinion. So there's the monthly level. Oops. There's the monthly level. And you'd probably get something like this, guys. If you lose this level and you go to the mid range,
Yep, that's
retest
exactly what I
monthly,
looked there.
and then it's just
right on the nose. That's exactly what I'd be looking for. I'd be looking for a lower high there, and then I'll drop.
Yep, exactly.
In a big way.
Man, the euro did the same thing, but the inverse, obviously.
Yeah, that looks terrible, man. And how about like TLT and TMF, man? I mean, yields are just cratering today. Absolutely cratering. Ooh, what is this? Ooh.
Who could have foreseen, man?
Could have foreseen. I mean, let's look at this. We talked about this too on this show. What if all of this is a deviation above the range high for longer duration yields?
Guys, you hear me now? Well,
Yeah.
I switched my connection to. I've created a hotspot from my phone, so hopefully that's the backup needed. I don't know what's going on with my connection.
Cool. But yeah, man.
Look at the euro, Max.
Damn.
Who could have foreseen it?
Dude, Evan Casey foreseen that. Evan Casey was begging everyone to buy the euro in the comments. I remember that.
Yeah,
Evan was like, buy the euro before it's too late. Everybody long euro. Evan Casey is vindicated.
Look at that, man. That's going to range highs for sure. Yeah. No, I think it looks good. I mean, that tracks with the print we got, right? Oh my God.
That's terrible, man.
The sweep of the 0.5 was unbelievable. Just high to low, 0.5
Well,
sweep.
Here's the biggest fade ever that most people didn't look at is that the euro was getting literally demolished all year, right? And it was getting demolished for a long time. And when the euro started getting demoed, what should you expect? You should expect a bounce. And if the euro starts to show strength, what's going to show weakness? It's going to be the US dollar. They tend to run in tandem of opposites. They tend to don't run together. It's usually one or the other. And the euro is just going to rip against the dollar, in my opinion. I think the euro has been abused. And at this point, I think the euro is going to outpace the dollar, at least back up to the highs. Which would draw the dollar to the lows.
You might see it have to chill here for a minute. These 0.5s, man, these 0.5s are real.
Yeah, but it could hesitate there.
I think
it can for sure hesitate.
Yeah, you get above there. Definitely range high.
And that means dollars might form new lows, in my opinion. If that ends up happening. If the euro can get back up there, I think dollar forms new lows below a dollar.
You got the euro right there, and you got Dixie right at that support you drew. Like, I think you could hesitate, but you probably continue to like.
That's the real Cheeto in the door meme right there. That's what that is.
Down here.
That's the real Cheeto in the door.
Looking for 100 on the dollar. I mean, this should be good for risk. I mean. Wow, look at the wick on ETH, man.
I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. And I think you'll remember this. Snorlax is like
Mega
above
demand.
$1.
Yeah.
Dollar has value. Below $1, dollar loses value. We
No,
end
I
up back towards that dollar range, man. Like you're gonna start to lose value on your dollar, big time. And you break below that dollar range, you're losing against inflation in a big way.
The real question is when $1 equals 1 Doge.
Yeah.
That will happen, I think.
Nah, man. Look. As inflationary as a dollar is, I don't know which one's more inflationary, the Doge or the dollar. That's the problem here.
Guys, I have found some real alpha.
Oh.
Oh man.
How many likes is required to reveal?
150 for this
One.
one.
Oh man.
He said he literally 150.
Yeah.
It's a good
You didn't
alpha.
give Jackus, you got to cut that number a little bit. You didn't give him time.
Yeah.
Remember, they had to
Yeah.
wait on you to get in here.
I could share on Twitter though to help people out.
No, you can't share it at all if we can't get to our like number.
I
It sounds
mean,
like these people need to figure out their
no.
sisters
I mean, I
log in,
can
their mothers
share.
log in.
I can share that I will share alpha if we get to 150.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we're getting to 150, man.
It's worth 150, I'm telling you. And you need it today. And you need it today. You need to know
All right,
today.
guys, let's do this. Let's do this.
Tomorrow is gonna be
Let's at least pump these numbers up a little bit, guys. We got almost 50 people watching. We got 33 likes on the video. There's not a good reason why we shouldn't have at least as many likes as we have people watching. We should actually have more because people kind of come in and they come out. So, guys, if you're enjoying the content so far, please consider just taking one quick moment and hitting that thumbs up button for us. It does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for the algorithm, and it's free. You just got to hit that thumbs up button for us. I'm going to see if I can convince Jackus to drop some alpha on you guys. He wants 150 likes today. I don't know, man. I mean, that's pretty wild, but
It is.
I think we
It's
need to at
worth
least
it.
get the likes up to 50 just to start. So right now we're almost at 40 likes, guys. If you haven't yet, just take one quick moment. Make sure that you're signed into your YouTube account and hit that thumbs up button for us. Thank you guys so much for the continued support day in and day out. We greatly appreciate you guys showing up, just as we show up for you guys. Furthermore, if you are new here, we are Because Bitcoin, and this is our daily YouTube show, Market Check. We are live Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time with this full cast that you are looking at right here. So if you are new here, maybe you came from Twitter, maybe YouTube pushed the show to you, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. We're here again 5 days a week doing this show at 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time. It's a great time. You will dramatically improve your life. You will make new friends. It will be a fantastic all in all experience. So please consider not only liking, but also subscribing to the channel. Back to you, Tucker. What is this propaganda, man?
This is some propaganda, man. I'll tell you what. I don't know. I think there's two scenarios. Either you come, if you clear these highs right here, I think you're absolutely going to send. I think you're going to take out every stop up here. If you can get back above 36.7 from here. If not, I'd say you could maybe just sweep this, but you're probably sweeping that. And then you'd want to see a quick buyback. Like you'd want to see that and then boom, like immediately buyback. If not, you got some gaps in here, right? You could probably
nah, propaganda, brother. Propaganda.
It's a little propaganda, but either way, I think if you get above here, you're gonna. I mean, look at these. Look at those equal highs, man. Just beautiful. Those
Guys,
are
what likes are we at right now?
150.
No, what are we at right now?
Yeah, 150. We just hit 150, Jack.
No,
we're at 42, man. We're 42.
Okay,
that greedy
so
Jackus,
guys,
man.
if we get to 75, I'll share on Twitter that I'm live and will be sharing alpha. And when we hit 150, so that will help all of the regular viewers that come here and get the likes. And it will bring in the new viewers, right, that are greedy for the alpha as well. And
Jackus, you know what
will
we
we
should
reach
do, man, is we
150?
should give them
We
an
will share.
option. We should give them an option, man. It's either like $20 in super chats or 75 likes. One of them has to be hit, man.
He said 25 super chats.
I said
That is
$20
true.
in super chats or 75 likes.
Okay,
Well,
okay. That
I
sounds
would think
fair.
it has
That
to be an
sounds fair.
equivalent amount of dollars to likes. So if it's 75 likes and it's
Bro, look at this
$75,
propaganda, man. I gotta talk to this man here.
Max, were you yelling at Wabi?
Bro, when
publicly?
was this? I was telling Wabi I was bullish going in October. I was yelling to buy Bitcoin, brother. That's propaganda, Yon. Yon has it all wrong. Yon, you got it all backwards. The opposite.
You need to come here on daily, and because people change their bias right on time before the market moves right. So we can be bearish, we can be bullish, but it's not made over one tweet and then like nothing. So Max was bearish, maybe you get that, but at the very low, like all the way up to the lows, and then he switched right on time, and then we pumped. So you need to come here every day, Jon, and understand his overall views, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and just so everybody
absolutely. And
knows,
Yon,
I never
was,
flipped bearish since Q1.
Yon, I was shoving ETH at the lows, man. 1585. All
Yep.
the receipts, man. Shoving Bitcoin at 28K. All the receipts. Been going crazy to the long side, Yon. Yon. Yoni.
No, I won't BS though. No, Max has flipped when time's needed and done what he needs to do. You know, when it's time for bullish sentiment, flips bear when it's time to flip bear. I mean, a lot of these guys have been doing really good, kind of flipping back and forth. I just stay bullish since Q1. I don't care. Like I saw the momentum and I was just like, I'm just trading to play. I don't care if there's downside potential at any point in time, as long as the trend is in my direction. But you got to understand a trader versus like a long-term investor. A lot of people got to really step outside of their thought processes and understand. Some people can directionally see the upside, so they're like, "Why would you short? Why would you take opportunity like that?" But other people, like traders, are going to take opportunity when they see opportunity for downside. They're going to play the downside and they're going to play the upside. It's not a bull or bear scenario; it's a trade, right? That's simply all it is. And I think that's where a lot of people get it mixed up. They like to take things as bull or bear versus an actual trade.
Yeah. Will, it's great to have you on camera, man. What a nice little
It
mix
is.
up. Much better than your little alien or Caroline.
Until I start lagging again. Yeah.
I love
I've some kind
Caroline.
of memory leak, I think, or something like that. With this. I don't know what's up with
Always like the alien.
Yeah, Snorlax likes it. I'm
I
sure
like
CZ likes it. All right. CZ's gonna show up on our show one day because of the alien.
Dude, I think the concrete floor might it might hold, man.
Yeah, it looks pretty
I
good.
don't think it's gonna hold, Max, but
Oh, Tommy.
I don't think it's gonna hold, man. I mean, I'll just say it from the standpoint that I think ETH can see higher prices if you flush these guys first, right? I mean, it's very rare that the crowded side of the trade is going to pay, but they have made it very difficult to catch. So that's, I think, the flip side in all of this, right? I don't know though. I kind of think they're going to at least raid those lows.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I've been bullish the whole year, but I'm definitely getting where Tommy is coming from with that portion of the conversation. I think the euphoria is there. I think the positioning or we'll say the conditioning, right, is there to get people to stay long. And we saw the volatile predatory moves that they've already made previously, where they whipped out shorts and longs in one candle, right? And then everybody wanted to say, fine, they wanted to find a scenario of why that happened. And they picked a catalyst, because that's the way I look at the market. I look at the market as they pick a random catalyst, but they really don't know why price actually moved, right? They're like, oh, well, this thing happened, so that's why. But it's just some random news piece that happened at the same time as the thing that happened for downside and upside.
That's pretty good.
So I want to. Well, Tommy's talking about leverage trading. He's not talking about like owning spot or something like
Yeah.
much
Spot's
different.
completely
But I
different.
want to. Okay, so when I look at this chart, more specifically talking to Tommy now, a lot of the lows have been rated on the last dip. I mean, going back to the 12th.
What is this, a raid for ants?
Yes, because it's strength, brother. It's strength. You know, when the market's really strong, they never give you that perfect sweep or that perfect entry. You know, you kind of just have to like accumulate in a range. I would contend that it's probably more likely that we don't see an aggressive dip sub 2000 than we do. Not that it's impossible. I'm with you, but it just seems like there's clear-cut demand here. And as long as Bitcoin doesn't nuke, which again, I mean, it's a big if, I don't really see why we would go sub 2000. I don't, because we have taken out a lot of those lows, and every time we do, we pop right back up.
Because look, these are all the lows.
Hang on. I was
got
talking to
rated.
Tommy. Hang on. I want to hear Lance.
I just think price feels a bit heavy at the support. You know, typically when you have a trending market, I think that you don't want to see it hugging support. You want to see really strong reactions. And yes, we put in a lot of sweeps and it's been kind of awful for buyers. But as a whole, I don't think that many buyers have really been forced to close their positioning. And price does still feel, despite the fact that many people have already bought into ETH, price does feel a little heavy on it. So, you know, I'm not in the camp that I want to short ETH, but I don't know that it's, you know, a super straightforward long as everybody is positioning for, right? I mean, I think we could at least get a sweep or you know, maybe we get some sort of like 100-point sweep of those lows on a wick that gets bought up really quickly. I think that would be a more attractive long to me. Or you know, if you're looking to play a breakout, right, a reclaim of something like 2070, 2080 would be safer to me than bidding an area that they've let buyers bid, you know, like 10 to 15 times already in a few days.
Let's
talk about the forced closing. Right? You said not a lot of longs have been forced to close right here. I would argue that yesterday on that aggressive sell-off, we pumped to 21.20 and we sold off aggressively. I got squeezed out of a long in profit and I was forced to re-enter, you know, late last night. But I would say that move yesterday was pretty telling, at least in my opinion, where they ran it up. They had a really good opportunity to nuke it down to like 2000 yesterday with all the longs that happened, you know, early Monday when we spiked above 2100 just for them to nuke it. I don't see why, if they couldn't get it done yesterday, why they'd be able to right now. It seems like yesterday they should have been able to capitalize. That was a perfect opportunity to rug everybody.
Yeah, I'm just, as far as open interest goes, like there haven't been any big closings, and I can share my screen on this in a second if y'all want to, but
Let's do it.
like from a positioning standpoint, I don't think that. All right, hold up, let me get it loaded up.
Tommy, don't you think it's like how Timeless says, right? It's where is price trying to go and is it doing a good job of getting there, right? It seems that price is attempting to go lower and it's not doing a good job of getting there. Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen.
Yes.
I would agree with that, Tucker.
I want to see Tommy's screen.
Tommy's going to cook. Hang on. But he can't cook until I do this. All right.
Yes.
There we go. Let him cook.
Let's go.
All right, guys. So I think, you know, the biggest thing for me when you look at the OI profile is like on this run up, you can see how long heavy it was, right? I mean, we had shorts come in. You can clearly see by the aggregated predicted funding rate that shorts came in here and then here, right? So these levels are still capping price, which is why I would say a safer long to me would be, you know, let's see here, would be a reclaim of this level, right? You know, it's like more like a diagonal than a horizontal, but you guys get the point. Ugh, my OCD is not going to let me. There we go. Probably do it more like that because we did have these shorts come in here. So, you know,
by the way, Tommy, if you press Shift, then the line goes horizontal.
Oh, really?
You hold Shift. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's gonna help your OCD as it helped mine.
No, that's good to know. Yeah, but I look at funding and on this huge spike, I mean, it's basically all longs chasing. You would have really liked to see some continued follow through here rather than just kind of this bleed and consolidation. And yes, we've had these stabs down lower and, not really a sweep, but open interest has not really come off the board. You could probably say that open interest that entered here, right? This OI that entered on this little buildup got forced to puke. But outside of that, these guys haven't puked and nobody in here has puked. And you can tell by funding, we continue to just climb. There's just a lot of longs entering the market up here. And I don't think that it presents the most bullish case for Ethereum in the immediate term for continuation. Unless, like I said, you can flip this level, you put all the shorts offside, you probably put more pressure on shorts, right? Let's take a look at spot CBD.
I was about to ask you what spot looked like.
Last I checked, there was spot flows supporting price because people were just farming the funding on it.
May I give my few thoughts on this? I'll let Tommy cook. Just wanted to add a few thoughts regarding the funding, because I think that what happens is that there's a big spot buying, and with this funding, people just are opening shorts, stopping the market for a while, and being actually delta neutral, and just grabbing free funding, right, from the shorts. But at some point, it will not be that way. They will stop these longs with these lower time frame shakeouts, and then all the shorts will get closed essentially, and let the spot profit, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only thing that worries me with that, and you can see the spot bid on this leg, right? This is where spot came in most heavily, and it's also part of why you had the premium, on futures, or not on futures, but on spot. I don't know that the spot bid has necessarily been as aggressive as I would like to see it. It has been steadily increasing. But if you don't get this breakout here, then it could drop lower, right? And I think that the funding does reflect the fact that there are way more longs entering the market than there are shorts. I mean, you can tell from really this spike. I mean, this is the highest ETH funding rate that we've had since September of 2021. But also, this grind up, this grind up, this grind up. There's just a lot of longs. And I do think that passively, there are plenty of people shorting Bitcoin and ETH. But I still think there are probably way more people that are long. So even if we do get a spike from this level, I would anticipate that we're probably going to sweep the lows of this consolidation before we get some sort of uptrend.
I have a question for you, Tommy. Can you throw on like stablecoin margin CVD?
Like, we could definitely sweep the 2010 level, right, or something. I could see that too.
So my question here to you, Tommy. Oh wow, that's a lot. You could keep spot on there. Yeah, keep spot. My question to you is,
this could also
spot CVD on there too. Do you have spot CVD?
Yes.
Okay. So my question to you is, I mean, we're seeing a clear divergence here where spot flows are supporting price or holding price up, and futures are shorting it, and they're farming the steep and expensive funding on it right now, and they're getting paid to basically just pin price here. My question to you here is, if we start to see all of these shorts closing from up here, because they're the ones farming right now, they're farming the funding. If we start to see the shorts that are farming funding closing up here, wouldn't that imply that we get a pop here?
That's what I was saying.
If you get above this, then yes, in my opinion. We tried yesterday and we got smacked down pretty good. So I think from an EV standpoint, I think it's a better long to wait for a reclaim than to be taking a position down here, when in my opinion, yes, there is plenty of shorting, but I would say generally speaking, longs are probably more offside than shorts.
Yeah, keep in mind too, like, I think when you look at this, like, it doesn't have to be an extended drawdown. It can just be a wipeout, essentially, or a really big pullback, kind of like what it did that one day when it was very predatory and wiped out both sides, right? And that's what a lot of people just are not willing to consider here from a trading standpoint, right? And this is why, like, I'm definitely on point with what you're saying there, because from a trading standpoint, you could definitely see a wipeout of liquidity on the long side to equalize that P&L, and then a wipeout on the short side to equalize that P&L all in one candle, and then a rebalance. And those are actually what I find healthier in these markets than, just up, is when they come in and wipe out both sides, then shove, wipe out both sides and shove, wipe out both sides and shove. That's where you can see a market that's just driving and driving and driving with no problems in the driver's seat, right? Nobody's driving drunk at that point. Everybody's driving sober.
Guys, before we continue, we have 75 people watching right now, and we have 51 likes. Guys, if you are watching, please consider just taking one quick moment and hitting that thumbs up button for us. It does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for our growth. We greatly appreciate you guys showing up here. If you are new, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We are live 5 days per week, Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time with this cast that you're looking at right here. We talk markets, we hang out, we have a good time. It's basically an hour and a half long alpha dump. So if you came here from Twitter or maybe you found us on YouTube, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. We work very hard to deliver as much alpha as we possibly can. Hour and a half every single weekday. So please consider liking the video and then also subscribing to the channel. I promise it's a very great experience. It's a very fun time. Your life will immediately get better. And yeah, please like and subscribe. But anyways,
Max
let's go back
also
to Tommy.
Forgets to always tell everybody, just so you guys know, in case you didn't know this, in case you're new to YouTube, subscribing is free. Literally costs you nothing. No dollars.
That's a good point.
No dollars. Yep. You just click the button, you show up, it pops up in your feed. We drop the alpha. You go on about your way. You talk shit about us on Twitter. We're okay with that.
You show up, we drop the alpha.
Just like the channel. Just follow us. You can talk all you want about us. We're okay with it. We won't block you. Promise.
Tommy, that seems like an important line right there.
It is a very important line. A very important line. And truthfully, we don't know exactly how we're going to react to it, right? But it has been a level that has capped open interest. I mean, more realistically, since this early January wipeout that ETH had, right? So yeah, I mean, I think the fact that we're coming into this level on open interest with funding being this elevated is a tad concerning.
Tommy, I have a question regarding CVD spot, and that's that it's essentially trading downwards always. Like it,
Right.
If you're gonna pull out daily time frame or so, it essentially trades down forever. And my question is you use it on the lower time frames, right? Where you are trying to see this block or reaccumulation that we get. So you're trying to see what are the positions in those, and you don't really pay attention on the daily, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I think when you zoom out too much on spot CVD, it is kind of down only. The reason behind that is, at least in crypto, I think it's kind of a mystery that people will speculate on. Like, I would say more skeptic people would say that it's just kind of exchanges permanently selling ETH and permanently selling Bitcoin. I don't know about that. I mean, either way, I don't think that spot CVD is super actionable on Bitcoin and ETH specifically on a daily time frame. But when you really get down into the nitty gritty, you can kind of see when things start to uptick a little bit, and the divergences are typically notable. So. But I don't know that there's anything quite yet on ETH that really just stands out. But you could clearly see it on Bitcoin a few weeks ago, and you typically see that premium come from Coinbase at the bottom of a move is another thing that I would say. But that's really all I have to say on ETH, guys. I don't know that it means that we're going to flush necessarily, but I do think that for me, if we got some sort of dip into like here and a reclaim, you're probably coming up to like 25, 600.
That cannot happen to me. That dip cannot happen. That dip cannot happen. I explained why. It cannot
Why can it not happen, Jackus? Why can it not happen?
No, we discussed that alpha on Friday. Not more. Not anymore. but it cannot go to that. It can dip lower, but it cannot dip that deep.
I think it could
But
wick down that deep. I don't think
No.
it could go below 2000, but I could see a quick wick to like 1995, and then within a matter of 30 seconds, it's back above 2010 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That literally just happened. It wiped out both sides of OI.
And by the way, I'm already long. Like,
oh
I
yeah,
don't think it's,
yeah.
I don't
Like,
think it's going lower. I just think like it could happen, even though I think it's less likely that it does.
No, listen,
But-
1995 is okay, but I was talking about 1900.
Oh yeah, I don't think it can go to 1900. No,
That would be unfortunate.
you
guys.
can't lose this structure up here. You need to hold this structure.
You know,
And-
I mean,
here's
looking
the
for
one thing I
1900
will say,
lost a
right?
lot.
What if, like, and this is something that we proposed a few weeks ago, right? What if stocks led crypto, and crypto is getting its pump? And I view that structure on ETH, November 5th to November 9th, very similarly to that structure on stocks that we ended up bouncing out of, right?
Well,
Naked point of control.
I got to run real quick, Tommy, but I'll give you an example of exactly what you're talking about, and I do agree. Put SPY against Bitcoin and draw a line across the high. Right?
Okay, hang on
it's,
there,
it's
Will.
the
Hang on.
easiest layup in the world.
Hang on
Easiest
there,
layup
Will.
in the world.
Like you're saying overlaid or next to each
No,
other?
no. Next to each other. Next to each
Okay,
other.
okay.
Dude,
So
look at that buyback, man. That's incredible.
drop it on the weekly, monthly. We can probably go weekly. Let's try weekly. See how that looks. All right. So scroll down or zoom down on Bitcoin. Now see those highs right there, that 50% line, where we tapped 3 times before we broke out.
You're talking about which one?
The 30K zone.
SPX.
Draw no on
Oh.
Bitcoin. Draw a line on 30K. Yep. Draw a line on 30K.
Like these highs?
All the way across. Yep. I'll pull it back more. All the way across. Now draw a line on SPY on where we just bounced. Now,
That?
arguably, yeah, and draw it all the way across, and you can see the support there. So the point being that, or at least what I wanted to get to here, is I think that Bitcoin is lagging SPY, like Snorlax is saying.
So
I think we're
Bitcoin
gonna get
is
a run.
here.
No, yeah, but
No,
we're
not
before
yet,
that. We're
not
not
yet.
there yet. We're not there yet. We're
Okay.
like midway. We're midway there. So we're like there, right? And we're still gonna run from here, and we're gonna hit that 48K, and we're gonna literally come all the way back to 30.
I like
and get
that.
it
I
right
like that a lot, Will. I like that scenario a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I do think you're right, Snorlax, but it's more like this, I think, right? But people are going to get destroyed when it comes back. They're going to get wrecked on the long side because people are
So
going to
wait.
stay
Alpha will
long
be
because they're gonna keep
vindicated.
rolling.
Wait, Will. So you're
Like a
saying so this is where SPY tapped the top. So
Yep.
you're saying
And I'm
Bitcoin
saying
is-
that, yep,
oh my
Yep.
god.
that's what I'm thinking, bro. That's what, like, literally look at it. It's picture perfect. It's literally picture perfect.
That. I could see that. I like the
Max.
retest of 30K, man. After the
Max.
blow off to 48, man.
Yeah, 48, 30.
Oh, that'd be so mean, man. To
It
send
would
from
wreck
48
people.
back to 30.
They would get destroyed if it came out
Yeah.
at 30. All longs would be annihilated.
Destroyed, man.
Wow. I like that. I've never seen that before.
Guys,
I'm telling you, man.
when I was telling you about, like, when we were 25, 26, and I told you we're gonna go above 50K, distribute there, and come back to retest this 30K level, you told me you don't see that happening.
Jackus was right.
When you lay SPY beside it, you can see it a lot easier.
You know what fractal I'm talking about. I still have it saved.
I remember you talking about it, Jackus. I 100% remember you talking about it.
Well, Jack,
Now,
No,
if you
no,
look at the
I-
figure
I-
that lined up.
What I'm trying to say is that when I said that initially, you guys told me it's hard to imagine.
I
and
laughed at
now-
you. I laughed at you for being a permabull and for being a moon boy. I laughed at you. I spit at you, Jackus.
Don't worry, Jackus. Look, they did this to me too. Believe me.
Look
All
at this
right.
little
You're not
this little
good.
brotherhood that's forming between you two. Oh, it's so cute.
The
Everyone's
guys are
mean
so
to
mean
Jack
to
and
me.
Bill. The perma
I'm,
bulls. Oh,
I'm just
everyone's so
trying to
mean.
The
say
perma
now that we are halfway through,
No,
I'm seeing
I
the
don't feel
reaction.
bad for either of
That
you.
makes so much sense. But when that was said at like 20, I don't know, 6, 7, something, it was no. That's so hard to imagine.
I still
Well-
don't know if I see Bitcoin going to 48K here.
But look
like I
at it.
said, I
Look
hope
at the
I'm
structure.
wrong. I hope I'm wrong and ETH goes to 3,600 like Jack has said and Bitcoin goes to 48K because it would serve my financial interest for that to happen. But I don't know if I entirely see that happening.
Max, look at the structure though, and it gives you a dip before the halving.
I will
big
admit,
dip.
Will, I absolutely love the comparison. I will admit that. I will admit it.
All right, so we get our first red weekly right here.
And then we get another rip.
Red, and then
Yep.
we just Chad.
Correct.
So that would be
Tucker, can you massage a fractal, brother?
yes.
If anyone can do it, it's you.
I like
Tucker.
that comparison
love
with
to.
SPX.
No.
I
Go further
haven't been
back.
doing.
Go further back. Yeah. All the way to the bottom. Let's
I don't
really
know if
massage
that's
this.
gonna work.
It's a pretty solid one. The only difference is the middle fill didn't fill in quite, but it's almost identical as far as look.
Yeah, I don't know if the
You got this.
If you
No,
do
no,
get like a deeper white
No.
line,
You need to put the lower boundary on the 25-30K range.
Yeah.
25K, not the
No,
bottom.
just copy the one. Yeah, just copy the one you had. Just put it over the 25-30K range, not the bottom one. Yeah.
Just the
He's saying the same
two
fractal,
moves,
just put it
Tucker.
higher.
The same fractal you
Okay,
had.
To the
Uh,
left,
don't
to
put
the
it
left,
over the
to
bottom.
the left, right there. Yeah.
I got you. Just a little bit higher.
Right there.
Yeah,
like
right
that
there.
drops
Yep,
down
there it
range.
is.
Just
There
a
it
little
is.
bit. Yeah, but that's your play right there. That is your play. And then
I
you come
mean,
all the way back to 30 roughly.
We got to make it tap that line.
And
yeah.
that's what I was saying. But what might differ is, which I don't know. I said when we reclaim this range, this 30 to 60K range, the higher time frame range, I do not know how we get to 50. Because if we do get that while retesting 30K before, then I do not think we go back to 30K. But if we go to 50K in a straight line and distribute above, then I see us going back to 30 like SPX has, right?
Mhm.
We need to
Dude,
we
that'd
need
be
to
people
such
that
see.
a fun scenario to have that play out, man. To be able to
Everybody go ahead. I didn't mean
No,
to cut
you're
you off.
good. I was just gonna say that would be so fun to see Bitcoin up near 50K and then we take profit and then shove on the egregious dip to 30K. Oh, it'd be so much fun, man. So
Yeah.
much fun.
Everybody's gonna hate BB.
Well, this dip right here would be
Except the
Capo
people-
was right.
Oh,
You
nice.
know, this
Couple was
would be
right.
Bear vindication right here. And this is what we've said, and Matt has said in our spaces, right? Like, we're gonna get a nuke, but it's gonna be from way higher. Like that would be the scenario, right?
Bro, I was saying that in Q1 and everybody told me I was nuts.
When
I
would
was
this
like, we're
happen?
gonna go a lot higher than and I was like, this thing's gonna draw from a lot higher.
Guys, it's all about the timing. Look at the timing. That's the halving right there. This is the top would be the halving, and then we nuke 30%. People
Oh
would lose
man.
their minds.
I sell
It
all my Bitcoin miner stocks and my Bitcoin up there and I buy it back significantly cheaper.
Exactly.
Imagine all the memes again. The halving meant halving of the price once again.
Yeah.
Chef Jackus, man. They want Chef Jackus to have a Michelin star.
Mm-hmm.
Michelin. We need to create a
That's
crypto
the
star
propaganda we need
Michelin.
on Twitter though. That's the propaganda we need on Twitter.
This is
just
good
so people can get the comparison here because they're not understanding.
This is good propaganda. I'll give you that, Will. Good propaganda.
Check propaganda, good propaganda.
it's a logical propaganda, and those we like, right? It's based on facts and not hoping. It has solid background behind.
And this is
Because
why I like even in this, I think the space yesterday, I was telling people and I was like, look at SPY, look at Bitcoin. I'm like, Bitcoin is the SPY of crypto. I'm like, SPY is the SPY of stocks. I'm
Yeah.
like, they both move slow. They don't have a lot of they don't have a lot of liquidity moves, right? But
High percentage.
they're
They have a high
ETFs.
liquidity.
High
Small
liquidity.
percentages.
There you go. Exactly.
Low volatility.
I'm trying to make this fit better. It doesn't really though. Because
It's good
Bitcoin did it faster and it didn't really do this. You know?
Bitcoin can move at a faster rate though too. Like this doesn't have to play exactly to a T, right? Like this could go off in like 2-3 months, hit that high, and then roll back immediately. But I'm expecting a massive pullback from that 48K range if we get up there.
Are you selling everything up there, Will?
I'm gonna take some good profits up there, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna profit up there, and I think that we will see a pullback.
All right,
in
let's
that
talk
range.
about this scenario then. If Bitcoin does this hypothetically, what would Ethereum do?
3K,
More.
4K.
More.
3,600. I told you guys.
Yeah.
Ethereum. If
It'll be 3K,
BTC goes
4K,
back for
Jackus,
easy
you
as
never
that.
said that, Jackus. I've never heard you once say that. You've been bearish the whole year.
Oh, look,
Right.
it's already marked out. The
I'm
jack
just
is
kidding,
the
Jackus.
jack is
Yeah,
horizontal.
there you go. It's the same thing, man. Because
By the
Ethereum's
way-
gonna move just like Bitcoin.
Guys, what do you think of the fractal I shared today with BTC? I suppose you guys seen that one.
The one on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exactly where we're at. I've had the same fractal marked out. I think that's the best fractal on the whole chart.
I shared it on a private chat, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. On the daily.
But this is the one that. Oh, sorry. Let me make a joke.
There it is. There's the ETH fractal. Close enough.
Let's go.
Yeah, I
Same
mean,
thing.
bro, that would be fantastic.
I
Here,
would
let me
love it.
show what Jackus is talking about here.
This is the one people don't want to sleep on because like I think so many people are gonna fade crypto and they're gonna YOLO the top, man. We're gonna get the 48K and that's where all the bears are gonna step in heavy and they're gonna become exit liquidity.
What do we think about this, boys?
The vertical accumulation. Mm-hmm.
I mean that's the fractal I've been following since I got long. When I shoved at 28K and I shoved ETH at 1585, and I'm still holding those positions. This is the fractal that I've been basing it off of.
You gotta keep those lows protected though to keep that structure. But yeah.
But you have all the way down to like 35.4 to protect those lows, in my opinion.
Yeah, you do.
Do you guys remember the narratives or like the sentiment back then in 2020 when we broke that 12.5K?
Yeah, I do remember it. Yeah. I wasn't as active on Twitter, but I do remember it. Yeah.
So many people wanted to buy, like when we got that breakout, they wanted to buy the 12.5K retest. They wanted to. That's where many bears like admitted sort of being wrong, and they wanted to buy the retest.
Yeah,
and
we
it
might
did not
just
even sweep the
expand.
lows.
We might just go crazy from here, honestly.
Evan Casey, man, still short from the start of the stream. Let's track it, guys.
I'm
Let's
sitting here.
track it.
I'm sitting here muted. No, I was gonna say if we are where we are with SPY and we're kind of just chilling here, I think the rest of the week will probably be bearish. So it doesn't have to be extreme, right? Just a small pullback it'll hold here and kind of play and chop the range, chop people out on both sides, kill the P&L, and force people out of positions through P&L, right? And then what it'll do is it'll drive, and then it'll force people out of positions again the following week through P&L. Because they're going to eat alive on P&L trying to hold these positions for higher. And it doesn't have to drive deeper.
Sorry. Well, I was just going to say people have been holding this ETH funding for essentially a week now. So if they don't see price appreciation, they're going to be forced into closing.
Yeah, within 2 to 3 weeks, they'll be forced out of their positions just through P&L. And then at that point, they'll rip it again. And then they'll rip it again. And they'll rip it again. And then everybody will jump long again, probably 45 to 48K. They'll give it to them. They'll give it to them in the 45K range, I think the 48K range. And once they reach that peak, those longs are going to stay long because they're going to think they're going to get into all-time highs or price discovery. And we remember what happened to SPY when it got up there to that fucking 20 from the high. It basically got destroyed back down to 4K. and that's going to be Bitcoin coming all the way back to 30 and wiping out all the long OI before it actually goes into a bull run.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like Max was showing, we need to protect the lows, right? But you definitely could come and sweep this wick, I think. Right.
It's not even about a sweep at this point, Tucker. They can literally just hold price in this range for the next week or two. They don't even have to come lower. They just hold it here, and they're going to kill people through P&L.
That's true.
Well, how is funding right now? I haven't even checked it this morning. Is it still terrible from the weekend?
It's still horrible.
Let me see. Yeah, it's awful. Wow.
Yeah, they're going to, like, these guys are going to be squeezed out within a week or two of their long positions.
See, that's actually making me a little bit not bearish, but just not really wanting to be in a position that badly, because I think until that funding resets, we can probably just hang out around here. It'll just be annoying.
Funding can reset without price coming down, because them holding positions here is going to be bad. You do not want to hold positions here.
I wonder what the options data looks like. I bet there a lot of selling of options right now, if I had to guess.
And the thing is people are going to get confused here, and this will kind of lead into what Jack is saying. The reason they're going to get confused is people are going to start to see longs close and shorts pile in, which is going to reverse the funding, and they're going to think that the market's going to drop, right? But in reality, longs are closing because of P&L. Shorts are piling in because P&L on their side is positive, and then eventually, once that flip happens, they're going to get ripped against.
Yeah,
and that's without price moving. That's without price moving.
Tucker, the difficulty with options right now is that, and I haven't checked since like a few days ago, but buying calls, the risk reward was kind of gone, in the sense that like the call skew was just so high, right?
Yeah.
And like you can run the calculator on Deribit to see, your potential P&L on calls or puts. And for long dated calls versus long dated puts, the reward for the amount of capital that you had to put up was significantly lower than that of puts. So, that doesn't mean that people will stop buying calls. Just means that they're a little less attractive than they were 2 or 3 weeks ago.
So
we had like a gamma squeeze. So that was a big reason why Bitcoin moved so aggressively.
Yeah,
it's because people were positioning in like 50 or 60K calls for Q1 or Q2.
The safer play here, if you're a bull, which you should be at these price ranges, is spot. This is why I've been telling people, like, I'm not playing with leverage right now, because they can literally just hold you here and eat you alive, even though you're on the right side of the trade.
What do you guys think of Sol?
I want to see how it consolidates over the next few days. If it's constructive, could be a good long. If it's not, then locally a top could very well be in, right?
No, so Okie Pokey, it's not really that. So what it is it costs you so much money to keep these trades open. And so if there's a pile on one side and not a pile on the other, then there's a cost to keeping those trades, right? So like it's X amount of money per day per how much you're per how much you're taking as far as a position goes. And that's what we call funding rates. That's just rates of, like, it's borrowed money. You have to pay for that daily. And so the borrowed money, if you're on the right side of the trade, tends to be negative, which means that you're going to be paying every day that you keep that position open. And if you're on the wrong side of the trade, it's positive, which means, and I say wrong and right because it's how it tends to play, but it doesn't always have to play that way. If you're on the wrong side of the trade, it's positive because there's nobody on that side of the trade. And what they do is they tend to just hold price there. And so they play mind tricks with people. And even though the wrong side of the trade is positioned, that side of the trade is actually making money because the P&L is so negative on their side. And whereas, like, on the other side, where you're on the right side, your P&L is bad, right? It's just not good. And those people that have those positions open, if they're open with size, they're going to eventually have to close them because they're going to start losing some of their profits essentially, right? And if they start to lose their profits, they're going to be like, hey, if I leave this open for another week, I'm going to be basically cut even, and nobody wants to be even or even negative, so they have to close their positions and reposition when the market gives them an opportunity to. And that's where the market will not give them another opportunity to reposition. I think it'll range here, hold here. They'll look for a new opportunity, close their positions, look for the new opportunity, and then the market will rip and force them back in at higher. And that's
John
the
Brown
problem.
tweeted about this yesterday. John Brown, aka Bitfinex, tweeted about this. He said a 10x long paying 3 basis points funding per 8-hour window is paying about 1% of initial capital per day. To keep such positions open, prices need to go up. Absent a price appreciation in the next few days, expect a correction caused by longs being flushed out.
I agree with that.
And it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a massive correction. Like it can be priced just literally stagnant. That's
We need
it.
funding to reset, man. We really do.
Yeah. Funding is it's just too high. Like I completely agree with Tommy on that. Like I'm bullish as hell. I think if you're spot buying, you're perfectly safe. But if you're coming into this with leverage, like you're gonna get destroyed here. Because
Well, unless price goes up.
And yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen the way P&L looks.
I don't
think
think
they're
that
gonna
we're going
hold
to
it.
flush super aggressively, though, right? I mean, for the reasons that I stated at the beginning of the show, people are short majors, so downside on majors should be somewhat limited, given the fact that positioning people are positioned to that degree in some way. Alts will probably see a good bit of blood, right? But
Yep.
as long as people are already short majors, it's not a move that necessarily catches them off guard. Downside will not be overly aggressive, but still present.
Yeah, and a lot of this too, like look at Sol, for instance, right? I'll give that as an example. Sol is basically chopping between 53 and 55. You're not getting enough profit there to keep that position open if they continue to do that. Like they have to do some kind of massive move here, either down or up. Otherwise, both sides are getting destroyed, but mainly the long side because that's the majority of the positioning right now. So if the majority of it basically the pro is if you expect price to range, not even draw down. If you expect price to range, the short side is actually the smart side because you're getting
paid to short.
You're getting paid to short, right? Yeah. And if you expect price to rip, which I don't think it will because of the offsides of the P&L, I think it could just sit here. You're gonna be getting eaten alive.
Tucker, I'm sorry. What is this that you're doing, Tucker?
It's propaganda.
No, that's not allowed.
No.
Hang on. There we go.
Yeah,
Are you expecting COVID drop?
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. All right, let's back up. Let's back up here, guys. Let's back up. Let me cook. All right. So, I was just doing the Sol ETH thing, right? The Sol ETH, everybody's looked at it. From the top to where we are in Sol, it's been 735 days. ETH from 2018 to here, 735. You only get this drop if something happens, right? Like this was COVID, right? Other than COVID, this wouldn't have happened, most likely, right? So I was like, all right, well, we're somewhere in here, right? We don't have to be at the top of it. I'm just saying we're somewhere in that run up. Let me, yeah, there we go. So if we were exactly 735 days, we'd be in this consolidation, right? We'd be in here on Sol, with that remaining, right? If it was tracking to a T to the day. But if you look at like price appreciation off the recent low, like that was only 56%. Sol's up more than that. Sol's up like 264 off the recent low, right? So if you say you might be at the top 150, I don't know. I think we're somewhere in here, but this was only the top because COVID happened. And if you look at timing, this was January of 2018, right? Right now we're in November, obviously. So take that for what you will. I mean, if we don't have COVID, if this didn't happen, then
I still think it would have been a top. It just wouldn't have been as dramatic as COVID made it.
yeah, I mean, you could maybe say you would have pulled back like into this consolidation, which was, which on Sol would have been, if we go on the daily, on Sol would have been like, in the 30s, right? Somewhere in the 30s, maybe even like 33, somewhere in here, maybe look for.
Can I steal the screen from you, Tucker, real quick?
Yes.
I want to just show this real quick. So I was looking at this chart right here. I would
I
say
have to
that
agree.
I think that this is probably more so where we're at rather than like you had it further along in the fractal. I think we're right in the middle.
Is that the where was that on ETH?
That was just a little further left. That was like beginning of 2019 through 2020.
That was June of 19.
Yeah, here we can go back to yours now if you want. I just wanted to put that up just because I had it available.
Yeah, no, see, but the timing, Max, the timing.
I'm not as worried about I'm more looking at the levels, right? If you look at the levels that we've taken out, for example, on ETH, if you zoom in a little bit there, Tucker.
Yeah.
So if you look back during the consolidations before capitulation, like to the left, I mean, even down, right? So it's like, I'm sorry. So look at like September of 2018, roughly for ETH.
In here,
yeah, and then right above that, the one right above that.
Okay.
Yep. So if you mark out that high, yeah,
these areas.
Yeah. I'm more interested that we've taken out those consolidations, just like we have on Solana right now.
Yeah,
to me,
Solana,
that makes a little bit more sense.
Sol didn't even really have this. I mean, that
it doesn't have to have it perfect, but just the fact that like if you drew a horizontal line from the very top of it rather than boxes, that's what I'm interested in is, we
like
took out
here?
these consolidation levels. Yeah, just like ETH did in 2019. That's what I'm interested in. Less so like the timing from the top. I will admit it is interesting to see that. But if you look at the pattern too, Solana and ETH both had like these three very pronounced higher lows forming from the bottom before this parabola up. 1, 2, 3. Yes, exactly. ETH had the same thing, and then it went crazy. This to me seems more likely, and it still means we go down aggressively. But if we're trying to compare fractals, the context of this one seems a little bit more accurate than before the COVID drop.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You think Sol just straight up missed like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's never going to be perfect.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, and it doesn't have to even nuke that hard, right? It could literally just range up here, maybe pull back to 50 or 45. I don't know. It won't ever be perfect. But I think if we're trying to compare moves, this one makes a lot of sense.
What was this? This was just second half.
And by the way, I think that, Solana might still have some juice in the tank. Can you zoom out on Sol just a tiny bit? Just pull to the left a little bit. Draw another horizontal line. Basically like the start of 2022, the underside of that
here.
Yeah, right there. Now draw that same thing on ETH. Same one on ETH.
Like current ETH or back
right then? Right there. Yeah. So to the left.
What, in here?
Up. Nope. Up.
Oh.
Look where we topped out. No. Down to the left. Yep. Right there. So look at where ETH topped out. We could still go to $80 on Sol.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If we're doing this 1-for-1, we could still go up there.
Yeah. Also, if the Bitcoin SPY thing plays out, there's your shoulder, right? There's the same spot, right?
I wouldn't expect Sol to go up there quite yet. Reason being is if you look at ETH, it dramatically underperformed Bitcoin during the fractal that you have pulled up there. Like if you swapped your soul chart for Bitcoin and you looked at the same time period, you would see how much Ethereum underperformed during that time. It had a nice little pop, but I think you have to look at the comparison and say, okay, Sol is to ETH, ETH is to Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you just look at it, I mean, look how much higher Bitcoin went than ETH did during that rally.
Oh my
So
God.
I think for that reason, Sol's not going to go up to take out that complacency shoulder, just like ETH didn't go up to $800 in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see $80. It would be what? 80 and then what? Where would this pull back to?
I mean, 80 and then like sub 30 if we're following the fractal 1-to-1, but it doesn't
Sub
have to follow
30.
1-to-1. You know, it'll be slightly different. You're going to like how this fractal fits too. It's really nice.
We're not going to do COVID.
The only way we get COVID is if you have some sort of credit event that resets the business cycle, and ultimately that's bullish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're saying there, maybe? Let's just take it like this.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
$13.
It could happen. It could
There's
happen.
no way. Tommy was right.
No, Tommy is wrong because he only has until Valentine's Day.
And it's all about the timing.
It's all about the
We
timing.
talked about that before, man. Right on price, wrong on timing is still wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I get a steak.
It doesn't go that low. It does pull back, but doesn't go that low.
Okay, where does it go, Jackus?
That's alpha.
What are we at? We're at 64 likes. Guys, if we could get 11 more likes on the stream, then Jackus can share a little bit of alpha with you guys. But we are getting into time too, guys. There's not that much time left. Not that much time left. So if you guys haven't yet, please consider liking this stream. It does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for our growth. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting us. See if we can get these likes up just a little bit. It just takes just one quick second just to hit that like button, guys. Again, thank you so much for being here. Furthermore, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. This is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. This is our weekday, Monday through Friday live show. We go live Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time, guys. We are here for you guys 5 days per week. It's an hour and a half long alpha dump. So, guys, please consider not only liking, but also subscribing if you are enjoying the content so far. We greatly appreciate your guys' continued support. And the reason we're able to grow so quickly is because you guys show up every day and you like and you subscribe. So thank you guys so much.
Real quick, too, I just want to point out, I know we're discussing down, but like I would really say, and you pointed at it too, Tucker, like look at where SPY was when it was chopping sideways before it ripped again. And I really think that's kind of where we're at, and that's all we got to do. We don't have to draw down in a big way. We don't. We literally just have to sit here and force these P&L people out of their positions through P&L. That's it.
Is the long trigger as simple as when funding resets, you just go long? Is it that simple?
At this point,
Yes.
I would say yes.
Yes.
At this point,
In my opinion, yes, because of positioning, I do think people are hedging Bitcoin and ETH. So if you do get a funding reset, like for me, that's just an ape-long signal.
yeah, spot is still buying heavy, which is a good sign. It's just that price is being suppressed because of funding. These exchanges cannot sit here and just keep funding and funding and funding positive positions. They have to squeeze some of these positions out.
I mean, you just closed this this gap that we had here.
You don't have to close.
I don't think we go
anything,
much
though, Tucker.
lower. I mean, we could go lower, but I mean, literally, I want to just pull this back up again. Like, I think that this is probably all you're gonna get, and this would probably reset a lot of the funding across the board if we got this scenario. It wouldn't even be much, man. It wouldn't even be much. We're talking about retesting 35.5, maybe. That's 600 points lower on Bitcoin. Percentage-wise, from right here, you're talking about less than 2% potentially.
But Max,
That's nothing.
Nothing.
here's the point though. Like the foot is already on their neck; they can barely breathe. They don't have to crush them anymore. Like they can literally just hold it here, and eventually they're gonna just pass out from lack of oxygen, which means they're gonna be forced out of these
That was
positions,
so
regardless of whether
violent,
price
Will.
comes
My
down to more or
goodness.
not.
Yeah, that wasn't violent.
Foot on their neck, asphyxiate them. Oh my god.
And this keep in mind, like I'm talking about our brethren bulls are gonna get literally just put to sleep, and they're gonna have to be forced out of these long positions, and then funding's gonna pop in, and everybody's gonna go short. They're gonna hold it here. Everybody's gonna go short. All the longs are gonna start to close because of P&L. P&L is gonna flip, and then the market's gonna rip off of that position. Doesn't matter where price is.
Yeah, I just don't even know if ETH will follow that much though, man. I mean, it could, but
It doesn't have to go down. That's the
no,
thing I keep
it
saying.
doesn't. Like I'm literally just looking at ETH right here, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, why would ETH even really follow, man? Like ETH BTC still looks pretty good here, man.
It just has to hold. That's it for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and the funding will reset.
Less than that, man.
Possibly even days.
I mean, ETH BTC, I think it's just like right here. Oh, look, there's a little order block. I could have just drawn that there. Here we go. 4-hour order block. Yeah, should hold this level.
I remember when Tesla did a similar move to what's going on with crypto. It left all those gaps behind. Didn't pick up a single one. Then when the bear market came, every single gap got filled. And I'm telling you, like when we get up there in that 48K Bitcoin, I think we're in that mid range. We get up there in that 3,500, 3,600, as Jack has said, Ethereum. That's where you're going to get your major pullback. All the gaps get filled. Gaps do not have to get filled anymore. They don't. And the more gaps that get left behind, the more likely prices to drive deeper and deeper into those gaps. When we get to the highs, the full reset before the actual bull.
Man, I wish I could share the alpha because it's coming.
67 likes, guys.
Too little, guys.
We don't have enough time now, guys. We're at an hour and a half. We don't even have
Yeah.
time, guys.
It's over.
Tell them to
So
call
we
their
can-
mom, their
we can
dad, and
only
their
hope-
sister, their brothers.
We can only hope that there is time tomorrow, but I'm not sure it will. I'm gonna make such an epic trade, man.
I would say just keep an eye on SPY Bitcoin, man. I think that is the play. I really, really, really am convicted to that being the play. The SPY Bitcoin chart. Like just side by side.
Look at this, man. Look at this hedging, man. Gross.
They're all gonna get run.
Yes.
That does end in kind of a climactic wick lower, right? Which is what you've got drawn basically.
Yeah.
That slow bleed down, the old limp sausage pattern, just hard wick rip.
I love how you all have adopted the limp sausage. Or was it limp meat that I used? Was it sausage
Limp
or meat?
meat, man.
Limp meat
meat.
pattern, man.
Yeah, okay. You guys have to use limp meat.
I want to say the first time we drew the limp meat pattern was SVB. That was like the best limp meat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to look at it like this. All right, these charts they move like men. They go limp, then they go hard, and then
They move like men. Well,
they
we're gonna
shoot
get
up.
kicked off YouTube. Oh
My
man.
bad.
No, we had it drawn, or I remember I had it drawn on 29K Bitcoin before we just nuked to 25. That was the one I remember.
Erotic fiction with because Bitcoin.
Erotic charts. We're gonna create a new charting type of channel. Erotic charts.
It was in the charts the whole time.
It went limp, then it got hard. It just went straight up.
Oh man.
Man, I think that by December we will be trading above $44,000 BTC
By the end of December,
during December. I do not know when.
I agree. I
Hey,
agree.
Pepe
Actually,
just said he switched to his other account to give us another like. Can we refresh that?
ETH above 2,500 at some point in December as well. I think.
We're at 69 likes.
That sounds like a win to me.
69.
That's a perfect number for our erotic charts channel.
Mm-hmm.
Charts channel.
We just changed the name to erotic charts channel.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
look at this. It's a real pattern. Like if you look at like here's 1, 2, it goes down. We'll enter this deviation zone.
It goes
And
limp,
that's
then
literally
no.
a pattern.
Oh,
That's
no.
a real pattern.
Oh my
Oh,
God, Tucker, what is going? Is that you, Max, or that's Max?
That's Max.
No,
That's
it's Max. It's
Dude,
Max.
it's a pattern. What's wrong
It's
with
real.
you? Guys
Look
grow
at
up. This is a real
29.
pattern.
Look at
Yeah.
29K.
Bro.
Look at 29K. It's unbelievable. Look at this. This was the limp meat, man.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That was beautiful.
Look
But the
at that.
context. But the context.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you can draw the other parts of it, but you know, bang. That's how it resolves.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sab said we should call it only charts.
Only charts.
We're at
Oh my
71 likes,
God.
guys. 71
I love
likes.
it, man.
I mean,
Oh,
you better hope we don't do this, though. You know, I don't think we will. I think we're
We
in
need
a
to we need to create a social file called Only Charts, man.
Only charts. We post photos of random charts with different different patterns. Wink, wink.
this
Saberstein
too,
actually said that in the comment.
that same thing. This is on ETH. ETH does it too. Yeah, you better just hope that's not how Bitcoin
Hey,
resolves.
we got 72 likes. 3 more. Come on, log into some other accounts. Make some accounts.
Let's see. Look, ETH isn't doing it. ETH is not doing it at all.
ETH is strong here, bro. That's concrete.
If ETH, starts doing that, then you get that, and then you
Yeah,
get
but
that. That's what I
Tucker,
look for.
Tucker, if Bitcoin goes to 48K, he's going up a big, really, really high. Just saying.
What was the timing on that though? Well, it's all about the timing.
We're playing the chop range, which isn't going to allow us to come back much further.
Oh yeah, it was
So,
March. It was March.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, guys. If you're trading, if you're a very, very precise derivatives trader and you're looking to enter with serious size, you could be a little bit patient here and wait for 35.6, 35.5. But if you're talking about just trading spot and getting some low leverage or just spot long exposure, I mean, to me that seems like a pretty big risk to be completely sidelined here. You know, it really does. It seems like it's greedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the better long on the next leg will be ETH.
We're getting some background noise from somebody. So somebody on the road? Yeah, that was Will. That was Will.
My bad. Hey,
What do you know?
real quick though, how many likes we got?
We got enough.
We're at 72.
Oh wow.
I gotta go, guys.
See you, Jack.
No, jackass.
Yes, I
It's
have.
over. It's over.
We've been
All right,
going
guys.
on for 1 hour and 30.
Yeah, we'll have to try again tomorrow. We got close. 72 likes. Jackass will share it in the Discord, though. You know, if you're in the Discord, you'll get it. You know, that's where we alpha dump thereafter. You know,
Of course.
Maybe.
maybe. Look at Saberstein, one of our members. Jackass, did you already share alpha in the Discord?
I mean, I'm sharing alpha on the Discord every day, guys. Every day. But like this is alpha. This is alpha.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna call it here. We got really close to the amount of likes we needed for the Jackass alpha dump, man. We got within 3. But we have to respect the terms, man. If we don't respect the number that's requested and we move that, if we move it every single day, it just doesn't work then. All right. We'll wrap it up here, guys. We will wrap it up here. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Please like the stream if you haven't yet. Also, if you are new here, watching live or watching later, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We go live Monday through Friday, 10:50 a.m. Eastern time. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Franco Phil, Miss Jackus Alpha must become Discord Alpha, right? Franco, you got it, man. You already know, Franco. We'll see you in the afternoon call, Franco. And Saberstein, couple Discord members. But yeah, guys, speaking of the Discord, if you would like to join the private Discord with all of us, plus the rest of the Because Bitcoin team, the first link in the description below is where you are going to find success. If you click on the first link in the description below, it will take you to becausebitcoin.com/premium. Once you're there, you can sign up for the premium Discord. We share all of our premium analysis stuff that we don't talk about here on YouTube. Plus, we also share all of our active positions as well. We really focus the Discord and cater the Discord towards, education, of course, but really execution. We talk about charts, we talk about setups, we talk about ideas, but how do you actually execute and place bets, and consistently make money in these markets? Everybody can learn how to chart, but how many people can actually execute and capitalize when price goes to their level or doesn't? So that's really the focus of the Discord, is risk management and actually placing bets, which is why we share all of our active positions. One, in the spirit of transparency, but two, it's educational. You get to see how, a handful of successful traders actually place bets and move their money around. So consider giving that a try out. If you use this code right here, actually, we have a new code. It's the same code, but I'm gonna change it so it actually makes sense. It's free month. We made a new code. All right, it gets you the exact same thing as the other one. If you use the code across the bottom of the screen, use code free month while you're checking out. You get 1 month for free, no risk. You don't have to pay anything for 30 days. And if you don't like it, you can cancel and you never get charged. But I have a feeling a lot of you guys that tune into this show would greatly appreciate what we do in the Discord. We do over an hour a day of private Discord calls. We share our active positions. We really work hard at it, so consider giving that a try. Use that code at the bottom of the screen, free month for 1 month free. But I'm going to kick it over to Snoring Pokemon to give us the final goodbye. And until next time.
Oh, man. There is no second best, guys. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. Consistently giving you guys 1 to 2 hours every single day. Alpha. Make sure to check out the Discord if you haven't already. You can do so for free, like Max was saying. But they're also, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, there is no second best daily YouTube live stream audience either. You guys are absolutely rocking it with these likes and subscriptions. You're really helping out the channel and really helping us grow and get these live chats during stream even more lit than they are now. I can only imagine how it's going to be at the pinnacle of the bull market. But hope you guys have had a great Tuesday morning. We will be back for another episode tomorrow. Make sure to continue tuning in for Market Talk with the legendary King Wabi in the afternoons at 4:15 Eastern time, sometimes 4:30, depending on how long the Giga Chad call with the Discord will run. But y'all have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again.